What's up, everybody? Soren Baker here on Unique Access, and today we're joined by Nice and Smooth. Thank you for coming through, gentlemen.
Definitely.
Appreciate it. You guys are on the road, worldwide and nationwide, making it happen. And you guys have done so many interesting collaborations and different things throughout the years. And one thing that I always thought that was so interesting is how you guys had some of the collaborations, like with Gang Starr and Boogie Down, with Big Daddy Kane in particular. So with Gang Starr, with the Down the Line record, with the Manifest record, and then with Dwick. So how, when you guys are like working with different artists, but then using similar beats or the same type of samples around the same time, like how was that working and interacting with them and using similar type of beats?
Well, I mean, basically we were family. It was different, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all was around each other. It wasn't just like, it wasn't an artist-based relationship. It was our peoples, you know what I mean? And it just, you know,
that time frame was totally different.
Yeah.
Where you got categories and all of this kind of things today, like from the questions that you ask, none of this existed. Nobody knew that it was going to be a guy named Soren Baker with a camera, digital, asking these kind of questions. We was all homeboys. We still homeboys. And we just have fun. Like if I came over your house and started cooking, and we in there cooking and eating food, and it was the same kind of thing. It was not like, this goes like this. Do you know the track that you took this one that goes?
Right.
It was none of that.
Right.
There wasn't even no budgets. It was just like, yo, we jamming like a band, like Daryl's house.
Right.
We was jamming. That was it.
Yeah. And then with Dwick in particular, with the Gang Starr connection, why do you think that song was so magical and was so special?
Back to the foundation of who we were, who we are.
Right.
Being friends, brothers, you know what I'm saying? And it's like everybody just being being themselves.
Right.
On a song, when it's like, imagine this for a second. You got some people or friends or associates that are like, they good people. That's your homie.
Right.
And now, they may do other things, but imagine if one of your homies could sit with you and then y'all on the same wavelength and create something dope that people enjoy. But you do it naturally, you know what I'm saying? We ain't thinking about it, it just happened.
Right.
And what made the song so special is because I guess the foundation is the love. We love hip hop. We all on the same. We all were moving in the same direction, energy-wise, focus, our experiences. We know what it is, so it's like, let's do this, even when it wasn't popular. That's what made us be able to do something that wasn't popular. That at that time, the different labels, it was so unusual and unorthodox. Our style is unorthodox. Nobody sound like us then or now.
Right.
You dig what I'm talking about? Facts.
Right.
So the thing is, back then, nobody even was doing collaborations of that nature. You know, Dwick doesn't even have a hook.
Right.
That's the hookless joint, but a hook within a hook. All of us are the hook.
Right.
And labels back then, Def Jam was like, we don't want you doing a record with Gang Starr. We're like, are you nuts? That's our dude.
It was more like Chrysalis.
Yeah, well.
Chrysalis didn't want it to happen.
Yeah.
But why?
Because at that time and era, you didn't have dudes being on a record, the same record, that's not on the same record label.
Right.
That wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Everything, it was crazy now that you think about it, because it was the beginning of a new era of what was going on in the world that made this happen today. This big thing they call hip hop, rap music. This was like the golden steps of it, because when me and Smooth got to Def Jam, they didn't have no R&B or nothing like that on that label. We were already running around with T. La Rock and Rockmaster Scott, and Bobby Brown, and just all different kind of people.
Right.
And we were bringing all this different stuff to the table. Corey Rooney, Jodeci, everybody. We was bringing it to the table. Like, I go in the office, we tell Leo, this is what we doing.
Right.
They're like, what?
Right.
Like, yeah, we got Bobby Brown singing on this record.
Right.
How?
We got Everlast from, House of
They like,
Pain on
what?
this one. He's like, what?
They didn't understand that, and now it's the norm.
Right.
But that being said, when you guys did move from Fresh Sleeping Bag up to Def Jam, what, like, beyond what you just were saying, like, wasn't that kind of weird that they, being such a much bigger label and more prominent, didn't know that could happen? Or
I mean, it was weird to us. Shit. Okay. It was to us. It was simple. Like, yo, just put that thing out. You know what I mean?
They thing was like this. They had like one thing that they used
They
to
had
do.
a lane.
Right.
That was it.
Right.
One thing, and it got to the point because they bought us and Sleeping Bag at the same time. I mean, us and EPMD and Sleeping Bag at the same time.
Right.
And one shot deal, and we were the streets. We were what was happening in the streets, especially in New York.
Right.
Even out in California, in the streets though, in the
Right.
streets, we was like the groove in the street. So Russell, he was like, "Hey, I see what's happening with this. I see that. That's the thing." And then Lior, they jumped on it because initially we was going to do a deal with EMI.
Okay.
EMI
Chrysalis.
was gonna buy at Capitol was
Right.
gonna buy Nice and Smooth, and Russell Simmons came and was like, "I'll give you XYZ amount of money, non-recoupable."
Oh wow, that's a magic word
So-
right there.
Hey.
And that's when it was like, all right, next thing you know, right, we was at Bert Bedell's office.
Mm-hmm.
We was sitting there, and next thing you know, we was bye, 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 bye.
Got a funky run.
Yeah, man.
But the biggest song, obviously, was Sometimes Around Slow, or one of the biggest, if not the biggest. But the thing that always intrigued me about that song with you guys is something that you did on your album cuts a lot, which was put in like social commentary into a song, because the song had a happy feel in a way, but it was a very somber song once you actually really listen to it. So given that you guys were known for harmonizing, known for like having kind of the funky feel good type of records, but your biggest record actually had a lot of social commentary, why do you think that was able to work for you guys and still be so successful even though it wasn't what you were known for?
I think the time was different. The time was definitely different. It wasn't no internet.
Yeah.
That's a monster. That internet is a monster. It don't let people think for themselves no more. And they don't say what they want to say, like how you did back then. And you didn't have to do monkey see, monkey do. You could speak your mind and say what you wanted to say and create how you wanted to create. I truly believe that is one of the major reasons why that did what it did. We knew it was going to do something, though. We knew that, right? We knew that.
Yeah.
That
Definitely.
we knew that was going to do something, and it could have even gone bigger than what it did. The time frame was just really ill, and they didn't understand us too. A lot of the label people, they didn't understand what we were doing, because we were like, "Yo, we're going to try to do this. We're going to do that."
Well, what'd they say when you were like,
Yeah.
we're going to sample Tracy Chapman? Because that was very unconventional also.
They didn't say nothing because actually the only time they spoke about it is when it came to clearing the record. Remember when
Yeah.
they was like the people up at EMI, they were like, "Yeah, we let you guys use that. We like it, but you gotta play it live."
Yeah.
Okay.
So that record is not
Yeah,
a sample.
exactly.
It's
Yeah,
played.
it's played,
All of
yeah.
that's played.
Yeah.
And that's what, that broke the mold. And people up at Sony, they was happy then.
Similar songs with Smooth Operator and then more hits, but then also did Pimpin' Ain't Easy with Big Daddy Kane. So how did your relationship with him develop, and then how did you guys get to have so many connections with him?
That's my boy.
That makes it easy.
We used to hang all the time, man. I know Kane for a long time before he had a record,
Right.
and our bond was strong. I remember bringing Big Daddy Kane to Dougie Fresh house so he could meet him.
And with Big Daddy Kane DJing and writing lyrics for Biz Markie and everything, back in that era, I think a lot of people, because there's such a big thing now about ghostwriting, I don't think people understand back then that people wrote for each other all the time, or at least on a regular basis, because even I know people wrote for Tila Rock and different things. So why do you think back then it wasn't as prominently known that people wrote for each other? Like now it's a big stigma, but back then it was still happening all the time and nobody really talked about it or made a big deal about it.
I'll say this: the guys that's rapping like I'm the dominant, I'm the baddest, I'm the all of this, they wrote their own stuff.
Right.
If I'm doing it for entertainment, like I'm a songwriter, I'm singing a song or whatever, that's different, I think. Opposed to a person that's be like, I'm the baddest dude. Like soon as somebody say something towards KRS, he already got some shit that he got written down for you. Because that's what he do. Kumo D, that's what he do. That was that type of thing. You know, if Big Daddy writing for Biz is an entertainer.
Right.
Biz is not a guy that gonna say, I'm the best vocalist ever. Come on. Smooth used to hang with Biz every day. That was his homeboy. I be hanging somewhere with Kane.
I be with Biz,
and you know, and
had some fun with that dude. Biz crazy.
I met Biz in 1984, man.
Okay.
Man.
In the Human Beatbox Contest. That's how I met Biz.
Okay. And back then too, though, and something that you guys brought, that Biz obviously brought, that I think rap has gotten away from a lot, is like the having fun element that you hear in the records.
Yeah.
So Biz obviously was great with that, with the Business Going Off record, and even Diabolical Biz Marquee albums in particular.
Boogers.
Yeah, which Big Daddy Kane wrote.
Boogers.
But with that, why do you think that rap evolved, getting away from this fun element and like more of a, you know, rap had so many different lanes, but one of them that was popular was a fun element or just a lighthearted element. Why do you think it got away from that as far as the prominence of it?
I think part of it was that it became popular to be harsh. You know what I'm saying? Like, to try to prove something. You know, back in the days when we was doing it and before us, people already knew who they were.
Right.
So they wasn't trying to prove nothing except for trying to make somebody have a good time. It was like the reason why you did it. You made records at a time to make people feel good. Mm-hmm. And there was still various styles like Kool G Rap. Mm-hmm. Kool G Rap will tell you a street tale like Streets of New York, but his pattern be so animated in a way. That'll make you be like,
he'll flip it, jump up and say, I'll wipe my dick on your curtain. Then the next day he'll say, erase racism.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So that was, you know,
quite a range.
That's what it's about.
Right, that's a range for your ass, right? But everybody was being themselves, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's just kind of, this shit's crazy to me, man. It's like, I feel blessed that we can still be doing this shit after 30 years. You dig what I'm talking about?
Right.
Obviously, this thing has expanded. Mm-hmm. And they included us in the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad. Right. But what I'm saying is, like, coming from where we come from with originality, it could be so much bigger and so much more creative and things. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, really. Like, if
hey, they killed the DJ.
Yeah.
You know how they be like, hip hop is dead? They killed the DJ.
Right.
When the radio station, when the MDs and the PDs started giving the mix show DJs a playlist of records to play, is when it destroyed everything.
So do you guys remember when the shift came from used to being DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Eric B and Rakim, to where they basically took out the DJ? Do you remember as that was happening, like what you felt or thought about that? Or what do you remember happening, or not really?
Again, I mean, it wasn't that many other artists that was doing that at that time. So I don't believe, like, I could be wrong, but I can't quote unquote any artists or records that came out that had the DJ name and the rapper's name anymore. So it ain't, I don't think it was that. I think if somebody came out, DJ Soren and his lady.
Right.
It's DJ Soren and his lady. And you got a nice song that people like, they're gonna know DJ Soren and his lady.
Right.
It still goes back to what I'm just saying. You killed the DJ. Think about this.
No, I understand.
Think about it. Like, I'm DJ Soren.
Right.
I meet you on the street. Hey, DJ Soren.
Right.
My name is MC Butter. This is a song I got. It goes, you like, in your house listening before you go to work. Because you're going to spend on Friday night. You're going to spend from 9 to 12.
Right.
Everybody listening to you. I like that one. Then you'll play another one and go. You're playing all different genres of sounds. Mm-hmm. That's why you have a job of doing what you're doing.
Right.
Because De La Soul don't sound like Public Enemy. Public Enemy don't sound like Egyptian Lover. Egyptian Lover don't sound like Hammer. Hammer don't sound like Outkast. it was so many things because DJs could break records.
Right.
So now if I'm a radio station, I got a playlist of 12 records today. That's why you drive every 40 minutes, you hear the same song each day. You're like, hold it. And everything is the same tone, the same tempo, the same subject matter.
But I think the good thing is that people like yourselves are staying active, though. I mean, you got the
Yeah,
minds,
we come from an era. We come from an era where it wasn't no radio yet.
Right.
You understand? So we knew how to survive.
1 hour.
We knew how to survive.
Right.
We would take records around on a dolly. Take Smooth Mom's dolly and throw boxes of records on them and get on the subway in New York City in the hot summers back in the 80s, and it was real hot. Summer used to get real hot, and we going everywhere.
Right.
Hold on, man. All we got is a token. Let's trade that token in, because I'm going to buy a hot dog from the guy from the hot dog stand, because we've been out here all day pulling these joints. Hold on, we got a box of 50 records. You want to open the record and only take 2 out on consignment? Hold on, what the hell does that mean? Let me call my boy. Yeah, what consignment mean? That mean pay you later. What? Pay you later?
Right.
You know, that type of situation. So again, if you would have that freedom to play records, it could change the whole system.
How are you, because you guys are still putting out quality material, so how do you find that you're able to balance knowing that truth, but then also creating new music that you're hoping you can?
You're doing what you love. Life is short.
Yes.
You're not here tomorrow. Tomorrow's not promised. You're here today, gone today.
Right.
It's no promise. We can leave right here as soon as this damn camera go off and one of us fall out.
Right.
And that'll be it. So do what you love. Because when we started doing what we was doing, we did what we loved. That's what I'm telling you. We did it before radio even played a part in it.
Right.
But now it's to the masses. And it's about finances. You got to keep your lights on. You got to do certain things that you're doing. And fortunately, we were blessed enough to still control our publishing and things like that. A lot of guys from the time and era that we came from don't control their publishing, don't do any of that. A lot of them came in on production deals, all kind of things that went on.
Yeah.
Facts.
A lot of that happened. And again, man, let the DJ be the DJ, MDs and PDs,
But
and can change everything. Come on, this is Mr. Butts, but I got an answer for all his butts. Let's go.
another thing is, though, that you guys throughout your career have also paid homage to the people that came before you. And one of the ones that I always liked was the Return of the Hip Hop Freaks with the PSK by Schoolie D. So with what made Schoolie D PSK such a song that you guys wanted to use basically use that beat for one of your own singles?
That's a good question. You know, you're all right, son.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Right? You know, that joint, that's like that PSK joint, man, oh God, that's synonymous with hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we the hip hop freaks, we the hip hop junkies, man. We you know, I mean, hey, look, man. Somebody had to do it.
Yeah.
So, somebody had to come with the tradition.
But not only to make it, but you guys made it a single, and that was, you know, obviously the second album on Def Jam.
Hey, why not, man?
Yeah, you know.
You push buttons.
Right.
Yeah, man.
I ain't never been afraid.
Yeah,
I push buttons.
Yeah, man.
That's why I put that together.
Yeah, man.
That's a classic. It was a great song. Why not? And at that time too, a lot of those records wasn't going mainstream.
Right.
We got an opportunity to start making things go mainstream. A lot of those artists only had opportunities to make singles because the business wasn't big enough yet.
Right.
They thought it was fly-by-night music. They was like, that shit ain't gonna last. Motherfuckers doing 475,000 singles. You got 3 of them out. The label killing them.
Right.
They selling promo records. They selling all of them under the table at the record shops. The ones that say this is for promotional use only. They still selling them. If you selling them joints at $3.99, $4.99 a whop.
No, I would see those when I would go to the stores in Baltimore. I'd be like, why is this
exactly
in the record store?
And I was in Baltimore all the time.
Yeah.
That's how I know Virgil Sims.
Right.
Virgil used to do promo in Baltimore. Right. He was a street dude doing that promo so well, the Sleeping Bag Records hired him. and he became the radio guy that you hear EPMD talk about.
Right.
I went into the office and I met Virgil Sims.
Right.
I know Virgil from that time. So I was in Baltimore, you know what I mean? My dad born at Silver Springs.
So was I, Holy Cross Hospital. There you go.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you, but this is one to sleep on and to think about. Imagine though. Imagine you gave all of the DJs on these mix shows a free range to play whatever they wanted to play for 1 year.
Right.
It would change the whole music business.
Yeah. Because as you
Why can't we hear some Agalili? You remember them times coming up, and you hear P Fine and all of them dudes. They play all different kind of records, one after another.
You know, the other thing that was
It
crazy.
was crazy, man.
The other thing that was crazy is that really, Yo MTV Raps and to a lesser degree Rap City actually broke more records probably than the radio in a lot of ways because of the videos and artists from different cities and regions in particular. Because I remember,
You know, the Box did that.
the Box did it too, but the Box
Did it a lot.
But they were, if I remember correctly,
Everybody in every hood didn't. Everybody in every hood, nah. The Box was everywhere. The Box was so powerful, MTV bought it. It was like, this is too much problem right here. This is a problem.
Right.
When we grew up in our hood, MTV didn't even come to our neighborhood, right? We didn't have that.
Right.
It didn't get there till later.
You didn't even have the MTV connection.
We didn't have none of that because we didn't have cable in our neighborhood. So it ain't that. We have video music box. Ralph McDaniels,
Yeah.
which MTV buys all their footage from, because MTV and all of that raps, Yo TV raps, they wasn't paying attention to no Jay-Z and none of them.
Right.
Ralph got footage. Who's that skinny guy right there with the gold chain on? Oh snap, that's Jay-Z.
Right.
They got everybody.
Right.
The same way you doing what you doing now.
Right.
You deal with everybody. I see you'll be with a big guy that's the mainstream dude. You'll be with another guy you interview that's the underground guy, the guy to the side, and that's what it's about.
Right.
That's why I'm sitting here doing this interview with you, because I know what you're about.
Right.
That masses machine, it's a great thing, but don't expose the crap. Give it an opportunity. Give everybody an opportunity. Let the DJ be the DJ. I don't get it, man. I mean, I know y'all doing business, you're doing all kind of money scams or whatever, payola at the stations and all this, but let the DJs play music. That's like, I'm a chef at the restaurant and I'm gonna keep going in there and telling the chef what to do. Don't, stop putting that black pepper. Man, everybody loves this food, man. You keep handling paper in the office and let me do what I do.
Be sure to check out The History of Gangsta Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangsta Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the DOC, and dozens of others. The History of Gangsta Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangsta rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Yo MTV Raps with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangsta Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangsta Rap in stores now.